Good afternoon. I'm Kim Won-soo. Before I start, I want to do my mission first, which is to convey the best wishes from the former Secretary General of the UN, Ban Ki-moon, to you, particularly Marcia and her team and Indian people, and also two thanks to the organizers of today's event, Relax Group, Marcia and her able team, and also to the Indian hosts, including UN Global Compact India Network, Responsible Media Group. And like Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, I cannot refuse the request to come to India because like him, I have very special ties, my personal ties. I served here 30 years ago. And like him, my son, second son, was born here. So thank very much, Marcia, for inviting me here. Although I'm not able to spend much time here, but I think the event, Relax Group, together with Indian partners, is very timely and meaningful event. And I'm very much impressed by the depth and diversity of discussion we have today. And also, I'm very grateful to all the stakeholders, Indian partners abroad today, from the government, international organizations, public sector, business, NGOs, and academia, as well as the media. And now I'd like to show another video highlighting sustainability problems centering around the cities. Please show the video. Thank you. As you can guess from this video, the case we are trying to make is to show the future cities must be sustainable, creative, and yet small, rather than away from mega cities. As we have discussed today, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are closely connected. These goals intersect and converge in the cities. This may not be as good news as it sounds, because 17 development goals are the euphemism for the sustainability gaps we have. So it represents unsustainabilities in these 17 areas, and cities are at the center. Therefore, unless we address the problems arising from mega cities, we will not be able to implement most of other sustainable development goals. So first, about the problems caused by megacities. Firstly, cities are the main culprit behind global warming. Cities account for over 70% of global energy consumption and greenhouse gases emissions. 9 million people a year are prematurely dying from air pollution, particularly caused by fine dust from polluted fine particulates. And this number is rapidly rising, particularly in Asia. The Asian Development Bank has estimated that number of climate refugees will reach 410 million in Asia alone by 2025. Second, cities further exacerbate inequality. The high cost of living is thwarting the dreams of young people. The high cost of housing makes it impossible for the young and the creative to reside in the cities. The gap between the rich and the poor continues to grow. Third, cities are ruining lives. In the mindset of the endless competition propelled by large cities, mostly industrialized civilization, souls are dying. Lone deaths are increasing in many parts of the world. In Korea, lone deaths have doubled in the last 5 years. Inequality and loneliness have led to growing numbers of people with depression. Depression will soon become the most prevalent illness in the world. Rural areas are in an even worse state. Unsustainability of cities and unsustainability of rural areas are not separate. They are related to each other. The decline of rural areas in Asian countries such as South Korea, China, and Japan is accelerating, and India is following fast. It is predicted that by 2050, half of Japan's local governments would have disappeared. Mass depression is also spreading in rural areas too. The hollowing out of rural areas, marked by limited access to housing, work, education, healthcare, is set to become even more severe. Ladies and gentlemen, then what to do? The fundamental solution will lie in searching for the next civilization, overcoming the shortcomings of the industrial civilization. In the age of industrial revolutions, mass production and mass consumption, large cities took center stage. Now, in the coming age of customized production and consumption, small and medium-sized cities and rural communities with creativity will have to take at the center stage. We need to invent and develop new models of sustainable, creative, and yet small cities, which will offer better quality of life and competitiveness. The creativity will arise from the following three areas. First, creativity may arise from the process of overcoming unsustainability of the industrial civilization. We must create a new way of life where the workplaces and houses are close by. We also must find a way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and all other forms of waste. For that, we need creative solutions. Second, we must take better control of digital technology for the city. Today, revolutionary changes in digital technology are bringing work, houses, medicine, education, and shopping into our hands, to our apartments, and to our homes. Our residences will become a new platform for work and living. A significant 70% of work, education, and medical services are expected to take place at home. Third, creativity will also rise from establishing new values in the city. Communities are under deep distress. Though we are awash with the social media, we are leading lives that are lonelier and more difficult. We need cities where we are engaging with our neighbors. Such cities need to achieve harmony between people, nature, and society. For that, the values of the East and West must be combined. With convergence between values, we can avoid conflict and build cities of harmonious coexistence. Above all, harmony between people and nature holds the key. Humans rely on nature to survive, and cities live off nature and natural capital. Harmony between people must also be achieved. Maintaining good relationships, those close to us, is crucial to personal happiness. Cities that can bring 3 generations of families can live separately but together. Individuals and society needs need to be made in step with each other. People may want to choose cities based on their values and interests and create value-based communities instead of a thin 51 to 49 margin. We must build cities in which a more people-centric form of capitalism and democracy that is different from that existed until now. Cities also need to be digitized in a way in which technology contributes to human happiness. Current smart city models in many parts of the world remain too much focused on a only technology-driven mindset. But technology should not be allowed to destroy or marginalize communities. Instead, technology should be used as a tool to support and enhance human happiness. knowledge and labor, the driving forces behind human development, must be shared. We need a kind of the libraries of utopia that allows anyone to easily access the knowledge they seek. I think the work which is being done by the Relax Group is moving toward this step eventually. And also we need to build shared spaces for all, where virtual and real life coexist. We can call it, using the acronym DAB, Diabel, which means harmonious use of digital and analog life balanced between each other. Neighborhoods need to serve as schools. Children should be raised based on their talents with the knowledge and experience shared between neighbors. We need to create cities where children can easily learn through artificial intelligence and digital technology, and people can work until they pass away. Homes need to serve as hospitals. Home-based healthcare networks through digital home doctors will take care of both prevention and treatment. The concept of labor needs to change. Household and volunteer work, as well as contribution to data, must be properly compensated. Blockchains that recognize the value of hidden labor will help to build productive cities. We need a city without retirement. We now live in an age called Homo 100, where people are expected to live up to 100 or even over 100. Cities need to be built, catered to the needs of Homo 100. We can turn the hobbies of the seniors into jobs. AI and blockchain technology will help senior citizens to achieve self-actualization. Ladies and gentlemen, the vitality of next civilized cities must be backed by an integrated policy ecosystem combining city governments, business, and academia. This policy ecosystem between and combining three sectors and backed by critical infrastructure will allow small cities to make world-class products and services. Of course, the next civilized cities will have to be made sustainable. To be sustainable, we must reduce the living cost in cities. Young people will feel freer to fail when they are equipped with high-quality digital infrastructure and the low living cost. People need to be able to work without commuting long distances, to conserve energy and their time for a more sustainable life with human faces, country-style lifestyle. Water, energy, and other resources need to be recycled within cities. These renewable cities will enable nature-friendly living environment for all those living inside the cities. Ladies and gentlemen, key transitions in the history of human civilization have been sparked by creative individuals. But in modern times, their impacts have been multiplied and amplified and globalized when they are organized and backed by innovative institutions. Now, we must focus on planning for and creating innovative and yet small pilot city models. Then our path to the next civilized cities may be open. The first pilot cities can be tried in Asia, where the contradictions caused by industrial civilization are most prominent. Asia needs to play a very important role. According to a UN report, 200 million people, from China and 400 million people in India will move to the cities in the coming future. For the last 30 years, India has been leading the urbanization trend, but for the next 30 years, we expect India to do so. Therefore, India's role will be critical. With such enormous potential of future urbanization, the axis of civilization is moving to Asia. Asia already accounts for 60% of the world's population, and soon it will account for 35% of world's GDP. This is the number combining both that of United States and Eurozone. And India's leadership role will be critical in making the future urbanization right, making it more sustainable, more humane, happier, and better for all. Ladies and gentlemen, let us work together to build truly sustainable and people-oriented cities. Let us work together to build places of hope for the 2.5 billion people who will move to the cities in the coming future. Let us work together to build new, innovative, and yet small, not too large, cities combining new technology and the values of both the East and West with the human faces that will guarantee better quality lives for all. Let us work together to build the future we all want, leaving no one behind. I thank you so much for your attention.